Welcome back to The Beast Inside, where I believe we will actually be finishing up this part. So, let us prepare for the reveal of the beast. Oh, finally someone actually responds to a corpse being around. Wait, is this just his head? Oh no, that's his body. It just blends directly into the rock. That's awesome. Cool, alright. So, assuming we're still dealing with, here's the thing about, unreliable narration stories. It's like, I don't know what the fuck is real in the story and what's not. Because, anything could be wrong, anything can be right. I don't even know if we have a wife. That's how far this goes in terms of, what's happening here. Especially here, where, we're seeing Ghost. Like, screw the present where I'm like, are there Russian spies? Are they really there? Is it a figment of our imagination? And then on this hand, it's like, are we really being hunted and killed by Ghost? like, I'm so lost. Walter Gilman. Cool. Can I open it? So this is where Gilman ended his life. He never met Maria. He never saw whatever evidence she had for him. Dang. Haha. Yeet. Fool. Detective's last notes. Someone's here. Someone has followed me into the mine. Hopefully I can lose them. This mine is like a maze. It's easy to get lost down here. As soon as I get out of here, I'm going to visit Maria. She said she lived in a cabin by the river not far from the swamp.
What secret of the hides? What did we hide? It creeped
Really?
out at night. But what and where?
You!
What does it have to do with the missing people and the accident?
You!
Especially since the detective couldn't write down her testimony. It's been 10 years. I hope she's still alive.
You fool. You killed her too. Because we already know, based off of present knowledge, we know that, he doesn't know. But we already know that Nicholas has a secondary personality. We already know that. He developed it when he was, locked. Well, actually, we don't even know if we assume he developed it when he was locked in the attic. But he could have always had it. He probably did. Which is probably why it's also being, touted as a genetic thing. Even though we still don't know whether his dad had a split personality. I'm so lost. So confused. This doesn't look creepy in the slightest. Oh, hey, we in the bayou. I'm about to get death row by a crocodile. She's a sick a fuzzy. Oh. Death row by a crocodile. Okay. I better stay away so I better follow it because there's an alternative path. Why the fuck? Is that little bit of fog what was screwing with my screen? Is that it? Sure, game. Sure. Dude, I don't see enough games making swamps that are, environments. I really want, a horror game that's just set in the swamp. Ooh. Amnesia water monster. Death row by a crocodile. We about to get death row by a crocodile. Alright, so we have a witch.
I can hear someone who's not here. It must be the woman who wrote to the detective, Maria.
Okay, but, how do you, are we to assume that that is something she said to your split personality who killed her? In which case, why would she tell him considering she saw him kill someone? Also, I'm gonna jump in this water and immediately get attacked. Just watch. We. Oh, let me down. Okay. Shit, I got them hops. That's why I was able to skip past it. The fuck? Okay. Oh, it's a gate. Okay. Yeah. Matches. It's a damn shame I haven't found a fucking cigar to go with all these matches. This game gives you way too many. I'm sorry. Look at this. That game. I do not need this many resources. I really don't. But I'm just picking them up because, why not? Best to have them than not. I don't know why I need all the matches either, because it's not like I'm lighting. It made sense when I was inside the house where I was constantly lighting stuff, but everything out here's been mostly lit.
It looks like there's something in the water. Something big. I should stay away.
Death row by crocodile. So is it just following this low rotation? I assume I'm supposed to go right there. If I hop in the water, will it immediately try to kill me? That's a yes. Oh, Jesus.
Safe on land.
Oh my god. Should have spooked me a bit. What the hell? Shut up. Okay. So as soon as those two split... Oh, yeah. We. No, you don't. Stupido. We. I'm gonna get a running start on your ass. That's not much of a running start, by the way. Oh no. Actually, I should have gone right then because this fucker's gonna take a bit. And we. Nope, that slows me down, by the way. Oh my god, that's... Whew. See, I like that because we move so much slower right there. We... where the fuck am I going? Yeet. That might have been too early. That was definitely too early, by the way. Ow. Schmuck. Oh yeah, I got some blood on my screen. Oh, and I healed though. What? No, 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 no. You don't. No, no, no. Don't give me healing abilities, please. Although I do like this as a section, though. I always love little like. It's not really a stealth section. This is a chase section, and it revolves around us having to distract the creature because there's no way to sneak past it. What is that way? I probably shouldn't worry about it. Let me through. Get out of here. Shoo. Really is the amnesia monster. What the hell?
He cursed me and banished me from the parish. Lord, ye know I ain't lying. You know the old man gave me no time when my husband got killed in the mine. Oh, Lord, may that old bastard and all of his kin be cursed forevermore.
Wait. So, are we dealing with supernatural or not? Did she curse us to constantly have this issue of having like a split personality? Because then it's like, okay, we were cursed by a witch, even though I don't think she's a witch, but she cursed us, and that's why Adam suffers from it. So there's the family connection. It's still stupid that he came back to the original house. By the way, I'm not letting up on that. I even said it, and I didn't want to admit how stupid it was when I said it. But then when it was revealed, yeah, we're just no. I'm sorry. I mean, like, at least then the whole, like, ghost thing, it's like, oh man, we're actually dealing with ghosts. Fucking hi. What? Okay. Yeah, I still don't know whether the ghosts are real or not. I don't know whether they're a figment of our imagination or if there's actually something supernatural happening. Okay, cool. Good timing. Hmm. Again, is it supernatural or... Hi. Are we not gonna say anything? We're just gonna start breathing heavily? Alright. Motherfucker. Okay, I guess we just gotta run back here after we fail our parkour. Wee! Slowly walk on this one. Do, 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 do. Because, I mean, here, like, I talk about, normally, like, whenever I talk about, it's like, seeing an enemy that's not really an enemy, but it's an actual person. Like, in scenarios like that, it's like, oh, that person's a monster. It's like, no, they're just a civilian. And it's like, okay, so why did they initiate the conflict then? So, like, normally stories like that don't really work where you have an unreliable narration. But when you involve supernatural shit, and it's like, is the ghost really there, or are we just having, like, a panic attack, and we're imagining it, and we're having a stroke or something based off of it, so technically the ghost that we're seeing killed us. Like, that can kind of fly. I'm still, like, not 100% sold on, like, where the story is going. Which, you know, good on you for having that style of unreliable narration. So, okay, now where am I going, though? I have to build a bridge. Fuck. Okay, so... Oh, bitch. Okay. Okay. Okay, so yeah, the novelty of this kind of wore off once you showed me that I can't really be easily killed by them. That's what that showed me. I thought I got away with it on the first one because it was kind of oh man, he like just got out of being munched. No, and it just so happens that I can take multiple hits and then heal immediately after. So I don't really have to worry that much about these things. This is also a common issue typically when like in horror games where like you can't really fight back but you can take multiple hits, so it's just like, okay, so I can just run past them, take the hit, and then keep going. And it's like, okay. Again, like this game has great potential. I love the fun environment, specifically because I don't see enough horror games messing with swamps. But then it's also just certain things I would change. Certain things I would change to ideally polish them a little bit more. Huh. We. Bye-bye. It's again, I like the idea. Cool game. That one I actually didn't even jump that much at because I saw him coming out. So like, the setup for that was really funny. But it's like, again, I like the concept of having something like you can barely get away from. Again, just like perfect the timing on that, especially with distractions. That's lovely. But then it's like hit, keep moving, get away, heal, rinse, repeat. Okay. Yeet. Yeah, because even now, like, they're not even that, like, getting that close to me. Where do I go now, though? Oh. Wait, hold on. Oh, nope. Stuff I just don't need. Cool. I do like the lighting in this game. I honestly don't even think you need... Like, if you want to make it slightly darker so people require the lighting, I would, like, max it out to what this is. Because this, I think, is actually perfect lighting. I mean, this is great, like, atmospheric lighting for horror games. And, like, it's been pretty consistent throughout this game that, like, I love the lighting. The transitions are a little, yeah. But I definitely enjoy the current lighting that we have and have had so far throughout the game. Yeah. Same issue as before, I can actually outpace them. It started off very promising, and then same issue arose with chase scenes. I do like the noises, though, and like the not seeing what's actually in the water, so it's left up to your imagination. So, again, high potential. I feel like I ruin horror games with how, like, just how much I rip them apart to a certain extent. For anyone that loves this game, I'm sorry. I do love this game so far. This is actually one of my favorite horror games already. Like, I'm going to add this to my favorites when I get done with it. I should have already done it, but, like, just because something's your favorite doesn't mean you can't recognize certain aspects of it that, again, like, pretty much every, like, no horror game is perfect outside of that, you know, Alien Isolation, but no game is perfect. And, like, this one, again, high potential. Some things could have been polished a little bit more, and I think tested slightly better. But again, great baseline, especially considering I think this is from a studio that I've never heard before. So, if this is their first, like, project, which I'd have to look that up, I think they did a phenomenal job, all things considered.
Now I can lower the bridge.
Oh no, this is straight up Amnesia. Oh, cool. Yeah. Did he make that noise before and I just didn't notice? Is that what that was? That's funny as hell. But yeah, again, again, for the sake of being like one of the few games I've actually seen place like the environment inside of a swamp, I think it's awesome because I think the swamp is a phenomenal place to either put water monsters like they've done, or put ghosts, which they've also implemented. But like they've had that, but still, I'm not gonna take it away from them. That's like lovely enemies to have in a swamp environment. get through the swamp to Mario's house. Okay, I thought that was the goal this entire time. And like, I think you can. I mean, I guess Resident Evil 7 technically did it, but like even then, you don't even need like mysterious water monsters. You can have like crocodiles, like just fucking normal shit can be horrifying in the wilderness, especially if it's just done in like this type of setting where like everything's ominous. The lighting is so fucking well done. Who's lighting all the candles, by the way? I meant to ask that and I just haven't gotten around to it. But like even like the whoa. This man said yeet. I like the potential for the chase scenes. I think they're actually like they have potential to be really fun, especially where like you have the multiple enemies coming at the player from. The issue I think is just speeds, which again is like just testing scenarios where like you have to polish in like what you think is the right amount. And it's like this is actually better than what we've had so far with chase sequences because we're moving slower because we're in the water, and I do appreciate it more. That being said, I still think we're moving really fast considering like I don't think anything's directly behind me right now. Yeah. And even then, I don't think the creatures popping out from the walls right now are actually chasing me, because I don't think I heard them swimming behind me. I think that one just showed up because I turned around. I could be wrong, but this game has like cool chase sequences that could be slowed down a lot, and I think they would be better for it. And like that's really my only complaint with the chase sequences. It's like just slow it the fuck down. Like they move way too fast. A similar concept to like again, it's like that's kind of the issue with the stealth sequences, that they turn into chase sequences, which have these issues. So again, like this game is awesome. I love this game. It's just like what they're going for when you're actually like throwing stuff at the player. It's just like we've calmed down on the jump scares, which I'm happy about because I think those are cheap. But overall, like our other aspects or our other scenarios that we're introducing, and even shit like this, I love this. That is terrifying. I love that right there. And it's not really a jump scare. It's just like you see something disappears just like that. That's really good, by the way. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. That is great. But it's like that's not a threat. That's more just fitting with the ambience, and it's just like a little thing that you're seeing. It's like footsteps in another room where it's like stuff's happening around you, and you notice. And it's like, is it about to kill you or not? It's like you still keep people on the edge of their seats a little bit. I like it. I like it. God, it's just... I don't even mind the fuzzy screen, really. And that stuff kind of... high-pitched noise with objects being thrown. But I do like the, like, creature that we're following. I don't know if I want to call this a person or not, because it's really fucking creepy. I like the model. I like it a lot. It looks like a patient. Like it reminds me of Leslie from fucking Evil Within. Another one of my favorite horror games, by the way. Yeah, that's a survival horror though. That's like a different type. Alien Isolation's also a survival horror, but like for me, it's just whenever you involve guns and the ability to fight, your concept of like a horror definitely changes to shit. Right. And not to say like they're bad horror games. It's just I find it a little bit more difficult to inspire horror in a player that can fight back and like do something about the scenario that they're stuck in. Alien Isolation's my favorite horror game because you do have the ability to fight back, but the creature's so strong it doesn't care. Like, you can fend it off, but you're not gonna kill the fucking thing. That's why Alien Isolation's the best. Well, it doesn't even need to be a survival horror for that.
I know too much. That's why they're making all these threats. Dear Lord, what am I to do? Today a detective will come around. I can feel it in my heart. He's an upright fellow. But pretty Lord, save me from the fiend that keeps roaming the woods. I know who he is. I saw him unmasked.
I do think like this little stuff with like Nicholas and like Adam, is it Adam or Alex? I forget. But like us knowing that Nicholas has a split personality that's doing all this, I think kind of ruins this kind of reveal that we're going for. But you can kind of already guess. I mean, we guessed it very early on based off of the name of the family, and which I forgot about after 2 months. But you can guess it off the name of the game and also off the name of the family. Like, context clues lead to a very spoilery setup.
Someone nailed Maria's dog here to scare her?
And, it's her dog.
I just hope she herself is alive.
Doubtful. I don't even know what I was saying before. Oh yeah, Alien Isolation doesn't really it's a survival horror, but it's still one of the best horror games around. I don't think even if you took away the ability to fend off, I think it would still be phenomenal. Just trying to maneuver around everything. Because it's just so well done with the audio and the pathing being randomized, the creature being the type that it is. I think it's just well done and nauseum. I fucking lost train of. Oh, Jesus, that was terrifying. I like the little crack of the bones, by the way. So yeah, she's definitely dead, and we're dealing with supernatural. Still don't know whether it's in our head or not, but yeah, no, I think the alien is by far one of the best horror creatures in any game. I think it's made better because it's a survival horror and you technically can fend it off, but it's still coming after you no matter what. So it inspires a feeling that you can fight, but you're not always gonna win, which I think is what you should keep in a survival horror game if you want to make it more of a horror style than an action game, which I think Resident Evil typically falls under. Cool. Is there a reason for me to be here? Knock knock. Okay. Cool. I'm assuming that was the dog and the small one. I love how we're not going to question what just happened. I feel like that happens way too often in I want to say games in general, but definitely horror games where some shit happens and you just kind of ignore it. Alright, well, bye. Get the fuck out of here. I just wanted to look around for a second. I feel like we've desperately been missing out on notes. No, but there's kerosene. Cool. Okay. That's interesting. Foliage not being where foliage should.
No one has lived here for years. The woman claims she knew our family's dark secret. I have no idea what the hell she meant, but maybe there's something left. Some records, anything. I'll search the place while I'm here.
The Hyde's days are numbered. They'll regret they skimped a few bucks from me when my no-good husband kicked the bucket. I ain't asked for much 'cause I'm simple and modest woman. I ain't got a penny even though it's a long time since the family owes me. Ever since that old father of old Hyde hit me so hard I miscarried. Today's There's a detective coming and I will sing it all. He could feel it. The Hinds are sneaky bastards and he'll have evidence. Thank you, oh Lord. Hey, creepy ghost stuff. I like it. Bit cliche, but you know, it's like that for a reason. Some classic moves or classic for a reason.
How dare you come here? Go away! In the name of Christ, be gone, Satan!
I feel like I should be saying that to you. Okay. Follow the lights, by the way. Typical horror game logic. Always follow the lights. Whoops. Good models, though. I definitely appreciate the models on, like, all the enemies. Again, I'm moving way too fast in those quick time events. Even though they're really not a quick time. You are actually given a lot of time to do it. Well. Infinite loading. Wait, maybe not. Hey!
You! How dare you come?
Shut up. I actually want to see, like... Is she right behind me? No, you were given a lot of time. Yeah, I think that's an issue. I also didn't hear any footsteps from her, which is really sad. Of course, she was pretty far away from me.
I should look for some kind of written record. Maria might have left notes about the events from the past. I just need to make sure she doesn't see me.
Ain't gave me no penny, the greedy bastard. He set the judge of his on me too. He came here and said, if I keep bothering them, I'll be sorry. So what am I to do? That old drunkard, my late husband, may he never rest in peace, gave up any claims of compensation in his contract, sold him for a few bottles if I know him, but they better not try to scare me. I told the judge I know all the blast in the mine was regular murder and the Hinds are always scheming and scamming. I'll never forget what Jacob's father did to me. And now I can see Jacob is 100 times worse. The judge only laughed, but I won't let him get away with it. Those meddling Hinds.
You will not escape the Lord's punishment. Your sins will be revealed.
Y'all sins will be revealed.
Lord, take their souls. Take their souls and may they burn in hell.
Now I'm being drastically reminded of Outlast 2. Creepy voice acting. I like that though. Like the whispering. To Mr. Walter Yeoman, dear sir, I saw your ad about inquiring, looking for the Mr. John Norton. I may be simple peasant, but I swear to God Almighty, I know who's responsible for the vanishing, murder, crime in the mine where my husband died. I went to the sheriff and told him about it, but he only scoffed at me and said I was seeing things from all that grieving. I will tell you everything, but only face to face and in my house, because that's the only place where I'm safe. I can feel safe, where you learn the Hind secret, nothing will ever be the same. There was... Good footsteps. I saw what crept out at night from the basement of their house, all covered in the blood of victims. Wow, it didn't look human at all. It's old Hyde's spawn. I'm sure that family always had a beast in their heart, but now we got outside. I know where it takes those it captures. I saw the beast drag them there. You must come here and listen to me before it's too late. You need to follow the river from mine. My house is near a swamp. Again, like, they know how to do, like, directional audio. It's constantly in this game. I just feel like for chasing, it's not as strongly as it should be. There, now I need to rewrite and give it to him. Gotta help him when he comes, he'll know secrets of the Hide. Because I'll tell him that Wild son of a bitch Hide has more than one son, which nobody knows because they keep the other one locked up. Wears a top hat and a mask. Again, information we already figured out. But overall, still enjoying the story. No matter how insane it is. This is a scenario, though, that I like about, hey, she's in here. Like, you can see, I think being able to see her, maybe seeing the light would be a good thing. Rosary, someone has broken it.
If your
Did someone
eyes
try to
won't
strangle her with this rosary?
gouge it out.
Oh, yeah. Uh, I think just changing up pathing at a certain point needs to be good. I think when we like went to the baby's room and we heard the crying, I think she should have started walking up here, and then we should have been able to see the light going in and out of rooms and hearing the footsteps. I think that would have been a little change of pace. I feel like that's something this game really doesn't do is change up pathing in a more frequent manner. And I feel like that would help a lot of. I feel like that would help in a lot of ways here. Yeah, because her pathing is the exact same.
The door's locked. I can't lockpick it. Mia always has the key on her. Maybe if I'm careful enough, I can steal it from her.
Dude, with their ability to see you, no way. Ain't happening, brother.
You thought I wouldn't know that I'm just a blind old witch and no one would believe me?
Oh, so she is a witch. Cool. Hell on wheels, those damn hides. What a wicked family. Holy Mother of God. Only you can understand me. I always wanted to be a good person, wishes no harm on no one, but I ain't got so much mercy in my heart to turn the other cheek to those sons of bitches. When there was a blast in the mine and my boozer husband got buried there, I ain't asked for no more than a small compensating, and what I got.
This must be the last note. Time to
Lord,
leave.
take their souls.
This
Take
is
their
just
souls.
an abandoned house. Something terrible has happened here. I can feel it. The evil here is palpable. That woman has been dead for a long time. And she won't rest until she kills me. I must get out of here as fast as I can.
Like, that little, like, noise that you have her doing it. I love it. Oh shit, that was actually terrifying. See, like, using light being used like that's awesome, especially with cracks in the walls. I don't know her pathing right now. This especially is just making a circle. We'll wait for a second. Love the voice acting. So we'll wait in for her to do a rotation. I didn't know if that would cause noise or not. I don't mind the lockpicking mechanic either. Again, I think this game has all mostly good, and I think the bad is only like stuff that a lot of other games suffer from, and that just require a little bit of polishing. Because again, the chase sequences, all that would require was just like speed changes. Although a lot of those animations do happen, I think, too fast. So you'd also have to slow down the animations as well as the speed of the player. Don't you feel safe? God will get you. I'll just scum, two-faced bastards, traitors, scoundrels, and cheapskates. God will get you, and may a judge drop dead along with the hinds. May all their cursed families suffer sevenfold retribution from them a curse like Cain's, O Lord. May they and their children and their children's children pay for what happened in Blackstone. What they did in the dark may it be made known, O Lord. So, obviously, Nicholas had his little split beforehand.
I pray to thee. Give me salvation.
Like, clearly Nicholas had his split beforehand, but did she, like, curse Adam to have the same thing?
Evil, Lord, give me salvation from their evil, for you know what they have done. For we are one, we are one.
I am at this point just looking around. Oh. What? What? Okay. I feel like how they like know where you're at's a bit. That could also be polished. I feel like that could be drastically polished. I'm still a little bit tilted off of them being able to see me off like a 90-degree right angle. You're telling me zombies have peripheral vision? I call trash. Hmm. She spends a lot of time right there. I suspect I can possibly sneak like right here. Although the question is, will she be able to see me from right there? Huh. I think footsteps need to be a lot more used in this situation. I get their ghost, but I feel like footsteps still add a great bit to sections like this. Okay. Hmm. So that was 9 degrees to the right, and she was staring, her model was staring right at me. I'm not gonna lie. I saw the whites of her eyes. So yeah, I can grab it from there.
Lord, take their souls. Take their souls and may they burn in hell. May they burn in hell, Lord. Lord, take their souls.
From what it looked like, this one's a little bit less annoying to deal with in terms of spotting me. But I still think the cone of vision's a little bit skewed.
Pray to thee. Give me salvation.
Although I don't know if, yeah, I feel like I should hide a little bit better, just in case. Add a lean function. I'm not gonna lie, it giving me like the, here's what the key looks like. Do you want to take it? And I'm freaking out in my head, by the way. I freaked out 100%.
For we are one, we are one. Lord, take their souls. Take their souls and may they burn in hell. May they burn in hell, Lord. Lord, take their souls. I know that
I feel like this might be a bad idea, by the way. I'm risking it. I feel like right here might be better. What up, JC?
Dear Lord, I know that their mercy is divine. Dear Lord, you can take me into your
Do me a favor, tell her to turn around.
Lord, I pray to thee. I pray to thee. Give me salvation.
I do feel like the lighting's a good way of figuring out where she is and where she's looking. So at least like there's that, like in the place of footsteps.
Evil, Lord, give me salvation from their evil. You know what they have done, for we are one, we are one.
I'm playing this a lot more like carefully just to make things more interesting, because I do think like I could probably just run circles around her like we were doing before. Although I think it would be a little bit more difficult like in this case. Was she right
I'm
there?
not safe here. I need to get out of this damned swamp.
Lord,
I just wanted to look at stuff. I didn't even get to look at it fully. Because he told me to get out, and then she screamed. Wow.
What have you seen? Tell me.
How are when? Oh, are we just reliving what our split personality did? Are these not actually ghosts?
Tell me.
Is that it?
it wasn't Old Hyde. The detective was wrong. It was him who killed the devil himself.
Wherever there's violence and tragedy, there's you. Wait! Stop! You hear me?
Oh man. Oh, can I go back in? I want to take a better look at that statue. Hi. Darn it. I got the key though. Why do I not have access to the house? That's garbage. How did we start
Who
choking
are
out
you,
a
for
ghost
God's
otherwise?
sake? If it wasn't my father, then who? And why did he do it? Who is he? Why did he kidnap and murder? What does it have to do with me and my family?
I'm moving fast considering that's the opposite way the river's going, by the way. I don't know if anyone else saw how the river was moving, but the river definitely wasn't moving that way. And still isn't. Hey, more. Yay! I'm loaded. I really should start using my lamp more. I don't even know, like...
Behind that mask.
Yeah, look at how the river's moving. Okay, yeah, garbage. I don't even know if, like, us having a light... I forget whether that actually spurs enemies to actually be able to spot us more. If it's not an aspect of this game, I'm kind of sad, but understandable. I always like games that actually have that aspect in them. Like, your light will give away position a little bit. I think it's just a little extra detail that's more fun to have to, like, work around. I had a brush with death, waking up at the bottom of the fucking well next to a corpse. What's more, I also found some disturbing evidence. Emma called in a sheriff, and in his car, I came across proof that Nicholas Hyde and I come from the same family line. I've had enough of these mysteries and goddamn mind games. I had to finally separate the facts from fantasy. Also, like, if we assume they're spies, why do we believe the piece of paper that tells us that we're a Hyde? Like, why do we not just think it's like, oh, hey, they've been spying on us? They could have, like, looked at the memoirs and it's like, oh, hey, they're screwing with me. No? Is that thought just not, like, ever gonna come into our mind? This is, like, the thing about, like, any form of just, like, unreliable narration dealing with, like, psychopaths of just like split personalities and stuff like this, where like your mind isn't always your own. And also in scenarios of like spies as well, I guess you can add. It's like you don't know who to trust. You don't know what's real. Like I said before, I don't even know if my wife's my wife or if she's real. Could be all a figment of his imagination. All right. Okay, I'll rip this game apart for like the things that it still needs to work on, but at the same time, it's like I really do enjoy this game. I've been like every session has ended with me being happy to have played it, and then also me starting up has always been excited to play it, and that's always fun. I miss it. Even the little note that they had, where it's like it's an obvious reveal again, based off of the picture of the game, based off the name of the game, based off of the Hyde family name. Like we guessed it pretty much immediately. We guessed at the like start of the game, and we've been throwing out theories for every other portion of the game, but this is interesting. Okay. The fuck? Is it locked? Yeah. Ooh, gun. Ooh, body parts. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Gun. We like those. Cool. Cool. Fair enough. I just there's a lot of questions to be had, but again, like I like that note that we got, where like it was him in the attic and he was just kind of describing what was happening, and then like the narrative kind of switched, and it wasn't really that overt either, which was the lovely thing about it. You could tell obviously if you knew what you were looking for, but it's like the way like the narration kind of shifted from who was talking, Nicholas, between his like personality and him. Like you could tell that there was a difference in how like they wrote, and it's fascinating. And I think it was a really fun part of that like portion. I like that little note that we read and how it's made. Me being distracted by trying to talk and also just shoot a glass out. Also, we were that
Son of a bitch.
like
I never thought
it was that shallow.
something like that. It's not just the keys and the messages. He wants to get rid of me. Emma, she stayed at home and he's there with her.
Are we had portions of corpses in the back? What? Yeah, so we also have a split personality. There's no way. Again, like the only issue at this point is like, are there spies? Are there ghosts? Or is everything a part of our like imagination? Are the bodies that we're even coming across, are they real? And it's like, I don't know. Because it's always hard to tell when dealing with narratives that are unfucking reliable. Where the fuck do I go? I mean, I guess I'll go up there. Oh, here we go.
The house. Emma. Just a little more. I can do it. I have to.
I like how now we're real and worried about her. I have a question. Where are we holding this pickaxe? Because clearly we don't have it, and like, is it just like in our pants? Like, is that, do we just have it shoved up there? I'm a little concerned. Oh, hello. Again, I don't know what's real, I don't know what's not.
What's going on? Where is it coming from?
Is the narration gonna be that this man has been murdering people this entire time and continue on Nicholas's legacy? And like the body parts he was just like dropping off somewhere? I don't know. Oh? I feel like instead of the family angle, what the game really should have gone with would have been like, which would have been really awesome, would have been
Emma?
like a
Emma,
haunting.
you're
Like
here!
we could go full on with like the ghost stuff, and just have like Adam being possessed by like the spirit that was not Nicholas, like his other side. I feel like that would have been a more interesting thing. And he was just seeing like Nicholas's life play out before him, like how it's been going. Darn it.
Where did he drag her? Our basement. Why?
Don't act like you ain't the villain. We all know you the villain. Darn it. Dead. Like Emma's gonna be. Why not? We had, like, look at all this stuff. Why is this down here? Look at all the stuff we have to pick up and we can use. But no, we're not going to, because stupid reasons. Creepy. I think another reason why I like this game so much, honestly, is because, like, it reminds me so much of other, like, horror mediums that, like, I've listed off a lot of them. Like, the first Outlast. Second Outlast is just, I think there are moments that remind me of it, and like certain aspects I do enjoy of Outlast 2, but overall Outlast 2 was not nearly as good as the first one. But even then, moments of the first one, or like, this game has had moments reminiscent of the first one. But like also, like, I think I mentioned it a while back, but like Conjuring, like, kind of reminds me a little bit of that, and I love that movie. That was a very short chapter. I can't make heads or tails of this anymore. That masked man isn't my father, but my father's killer. Then who is he? Who harmed all those people? Did my father have another child? Best son whom he kept hidden from the world? It's time to finally rip that mask off his face. So, I guess in like what we're about to hear could be like the reveal from our wife that we're the psychopath. Because I'm more worried about like us picking up that what looked like a tape recorder. Man, this is gonna be a very short session. The reason why I was like, I was so prepped to do like a 4 to 5 hour session because I knew like there's 13 chapters in this game. I like knowing it ahead of time, that way I can at least like figure out good ways of prepping like each session, having it in like a similar amount of time. But boy, this is speeding by if this is the case. Hello?
Who are you? You won't deceive me anymore. We end this today.
Oh, now the river's changed. Okay. Freaking. I still have to wonder who keeps these lights going? Because these are lamps. Like, there's no electricity here. Who lights all the candles? Who lights all the lamps? Who's doing this? Questions, questions, and more questions. Although if this is all in our mind, then, you know, it makes complete and utter sense. Come back here, me. I know who you are. Oh. Ooh. Here again. Great. Bet some crap going down here that I won't like. I'm kind of looking around for notes still, by the way. Ooh, hello.
How is that possible? What's happening to me?
We're shifting through all the environments that we've been to beforehand, and that we have. Nicholas was in the inn. He was the problem child from the inn. Nicholas was in the mines and blew it up.
Judge Norton. Why am I seeing him again?
Poor old scoundrel. I never wished you well, Norton. But this... It was him, Jacob. It was him. Who? In the mine. That was also him. I'll get you out of here, and you'll tell me everything. Hold on. This way, quickly.
You're not really gonna carry him? Really? Ooh.
God damn it! He's back!
No, I guess he's letting... Oh, no. Oh, is this where we saw him kill Judge Norton beforehand? It is, isn't it? We just didn't get to see him kill his dad. It's really interesting. Oh, here we go. Ooh.
I've told you time and time again, you snot, you can't come in here! This is a job for grown men! They go deep underground, drilling and sweating away in the dark to extract the ore from the earth. You only get in their way!
Why does it all come back to me? I must get out of here.
We're gonna grab that and stab one dude in the heart. The Frost dude, because we are just reliving events that we had happen beforehand. Whoa. Okay. Oh. The freaky deaky. I can't mess with this. Oh, I need the pickaxe. What the? Alright, so we're back here again. Oh, hello. Boy, this really messes you up psychologically, doesn't it? Yeah, here we go. Whee. Oh, here we go. Okay, I guess we're not gonna take that with us. Never mind. Ooh, I like this lighting as well. It requires me to use the lamp. It would have been interesting to have the paintings tell the story of Nicholas's life. Or at least pictures like that, where it's like, yeah, there's a voice inside of his head. Hello. Bambi's doing just fine, by the way. Yeah.
Do you really want to sit in the dark? Do you like breaking rules?
Forgive me, Father. It won't happen again.
Where to now? Up.
Ooh. Newspaper clipping. Place of torment was found in the basement of Jacob Hyde's house, where not only Norton may have been kept, but also others that went missing near Blackstone in recent years. Suspect's son, Nicholas Hyde, was found in one of the rooms. However, his mental state did not allow for interrogation. Young Hyde, deprived of contact with the outside world and likely traumatized, was sent to a mental asylum in Providence. The sheriff hopes that upon recovery, the young man will be able to reveal where his father is hiding from justice. His father's dead. Oop. Hey, collect all newspaper clippings. Cool. I'm going to assume that implies I did not pick up all my notes yet, but I feel like I have done a decent job. The issue I think is going to come from this chest that I didn't open up in the last part.
Please, I'll go crazy if you don't let me out. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry, Nicholas. He will be sorry. What? Who's there? We have to help each other. The whole world is against people like us. It's all my fault. No, it's not. It's their fault. And they will pay. Your old man and the others. No, no, no. We cannot think that way. We can do anything. Ever since he said you ruined his life, since he started to lock you up in here, I deserved it. He cheated on her. Did you know? And he didn't want her to have you, the most respected son of a bitch in Blackstone. Stop it! You're confusing me! It's time for revenge. First, I will fuck up the mine. What do you say? I know where the old man keeps the dynamite boxes.
This way. This is my chance.
Ooh. Ooh.
You fucking brat!
Father, I didn't do it.
Stay away from my inn, Nicholas. Don't scare off the guests. Don't steal from the rooms.
But I've never, I swear to God.
How dare you take his name in vain? You have no God in your heart, you damn little shit.
Said a hustler with a heart of shit. It's not just things disappearing in his inn, but the guests too. You were supposed to help me, not get me in trouble.
People are trouble. You will see that when you finally open your eyes. Now it's time for me to open fire.
Ooh. The inn burner.
Back. You knew you couldn't escape punishment.
Father?
Dude. Oof.
Is this possible?
Blew up the mine. Murdered all those people. John was right.
Don't come any closer. Stay away.
Chase sequence. Oop, hello. Bye-bye. Oop. I feel like I may have pointed out the chase sequences earlier, because I feel like I'm now being reminded that me being able to interact with the objects without actually distracting the enemy first. I don't know. Again, it's been a while since well, I say it's been a while since I played, but it was a while between, like, 2 parts back. And, like, back beforehand. Whoa. Oop. Like, being able to interact with objects so freely without having to worry, I feel like is a sign also of the chase issues that I have. That being said, I do like how some of these like little cutscenes are done, especially like him being reminded of his past. I actually quite enjoy that. I think the voice acting varies from really good to really just funny. Hello. Bye-bye. He's walking at me. Ominously. Oop. Give me that. Now screw that, let's use it on him. Whoop. Again, we saw him right next to us, by the way. Me messing up there, I feel like should have killed me. Okay. Wait, who was that? Was that the masked man? Was that our other version? My father, he has tried to kill me even though he had already died. I know how it might sound, but I'm not out of my mind. It happened for real. The end of the flames. My father, I felt again like a child whose soul was torn into a million pieces and then stitched back together, only to bring the never-ending suffering. I only felt that way when he was close to me, so I was sure it was him again. Now I am in the basement. I managed to escape and hid here, but there is no way out from this place. Or maybe there is. I can hear some noises behind the wall. Okay. Again, we're kind of just speeding through these. I really thought these last chapters would last a bit longer, but these are like the fast-paced narrative reveals.
Is this really happening?
The face of the beast. Cool.
What's going on? Where's that voice coming from?
I feel like we're gonna end this in a scenario kind of like most unreliable narrations end, where like you're not actually gonna get answers to some of the questions, like have we actually been dealing with ghosts or not.
Is this happening right now?
I'm gonna go with the assumption. Oh no, by the way.
Emma! Emma, you're here!
Interesting. So we're going through the same little walk again. I think this would be much more interesting if like we're being possessed by Nicholas's other half. I think that would be much more
I must have
solid.
lost my mind.
Again, I like the transitions that we have here, though. I like these little like flicks between perspectives. I just feel like the family thing is an odd one. What the fuck? Like, were there Russian spies actually here? I'm gonna go with no, by the way.
Is it real? Or is it just my imagination? I'm hearing things that don't exist.
Dude, the environments in this game have been like just so consistently solid. I love it. I love it so much. Especially like earlier where like things were like really going out of control. Like the psychological horror that this game does have with like environmental shifts, I think is really solid. Again, like this game is really good for me. I love this. Oh, the mirror, the face of the beast. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's take a look, shall we?
It's just like
What?
there's no coming back.
Hey, our character actually has a face. I can't remember if that existed beforehand or not. So we're currently playing Nicholas right now. Mm-hmm. All these candles, who lit them? Was it us?
It's over. You can't get away. Hear me. You're not going to
He
get away
has
with
he has a machete.
I know what you did. I followed the trail of your crimes. I've been to all the places you've spilled blood. There's just one thing that remains a mystery. Why? That's beyond my grasp. So many people have died. Speak up. Tell me why.
The question is, why did you do it? He hurt you, I know. And I opened your eyes, and then you saw.
Father's reflection in every human being. A world full of beasts in human disguises.
No one was innocent. Evil was eating at their consciences like a cancer.
And who do you think you are to decide if they deserve to die?
They certainly didn't deserve to live.
They...
Just think about it. Your father's partner, that old crook, desperate to get rid of us. The detective, a vulture feeding on a tragedy of commoners. Zelda, a miner's widow and a vicious bigot who wished everyone all the worst. And last but not least, the judge, a grafter and a regular scoundrel.
I've seen worse.
Right, your father, a true role model for that small community.
I know they were not good people, but what you did to them...
I protected us, don't you see? I saved your life.
Or maybe you're just a bloodthirsty sadist who looks for guilt in others in order to blot out your own.
You know where you would be if it wasn't for me? In that fucking darkness. The old man would be pissing on your grave, and all of fucking Blackstone would still be full of human vermin.
Maybe. But that's not an excuse.
I don't need one. The choice is simple. You let the vermin spread, and they will take over the world, or you wipe them out, protecting the
I've really
righteous.
enjoyed this, by the way. I actually do.
Lunatic. So what?
There must be another way.
Like what? You'll wash your hands of it all? You'll hide from humanity in a fucking cave? You'll fall back into madness like the last time? You'll tell the doctors you don't remember anything? Really? If you get rid of me, they'll squash you like a bug. You think you can just snap your fingers and I'll be gone?
Are we gonna stab him? Oh, we get a choice. Hmm. Decisions. I mean, kind of like you said, we're kind of just cycling here between going insane, coming back to sanity, going back insane. And you know what? This is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. We're going with it.
I won't deny it. It's time to accept the truth about myself. However terrifying it might be.
Oh.
There's a line now between you and me. You've become my prisoner, and you'd better start cooperating.
Are we Emma?
What are you talking?
Okay, I guess we are. Cool.
What are you trying to achieve?
I'm the one asking questions here. Name.
What kind of sick game is this?
Answer, for fuck's sake!
Emma Stevenson.
Really? Nadia Kamayeva. In the 60s, you underwent training in...
Were the Russians? That's a cool change. I actually didn't predict that one.
Or did you not?
What training? Where's my husband? Adam!
We've recovered part of the report.
Maybe all that she told me was a lie. The KGB called those women sparrows. They seduced Americans in order to relay information to Soviet intelligence. Was I really so blinded by love?
Where did you get this? Who sent you?
Well, no, this is still kind of messing with this.
But she doesn't deny the allegation.
What have you done to me?
Adam could have been like,
You? Why?
what?
What
No,
happened to
no,
you?
no, she might not be
Many years
Russian.
together,
We're just
pretending all this time.
paranoia. The hell?
Adam, what happened to you? Why are you talking like that?
Nicholas was my great-great-grandfather. Would you believe it? His diary opened my eyes. You have to be very careful about who you trust. The world is full of beasts.
Stop it.
So yeah, she's American. I think that would have been a really cool change if we were the like Russians and he was getting so lost in spy work that like he was just paranoid for that.
War creates front lines even in our homes, in our bedrooms. Anyone can be the bad guy. But sometimes...
Please.
Oh. Kill Emma. Ooh. Hmm. Man, I feel like these aren't great choices no matter what. You know what? Emma, you were a real one.
Sometimes it turns out that by fighting evil, we awaken the beast inside. I'm sorry, honey. I'm so sorry.
No! What are you doing? No!
So one was a split personality, one was paranoia. So we can just assume that every single scenario that we encountered dealing with ghosts or Russians was all made up in our head. I don't know if we're... Hold on. I don't know if I'm allowed to play that music. Thank you very much. But, geez, there was quite a bit of people. Dude, Camille, dude, you are... Might have got your name wrong, but awesome work. Dude, overall, like, I do enjoy this game. I've really enjoyed this game. But, so, like, we can just kind of assume that everything... Nicholas was suffering from split personality and pseudo-amnesia, I would say. So in his, like, remembrance of it all, he was suffering from a guilty conscience, which we can assume that, like, he was running through all the crimes that his split personality had committed, and that was kind of what led to him, like, going to all those locations, and his guilty conscience could have been spawning all of those ghosts and zombies and monsters. For Adam, we would just have a scenario of paranoia spurred on by the writings of his grandfather. Again, I don't really think you needed to make a family connection there. I really don't. Or there might not have been, actually, and he just made it up in his mind, which could have been it, which probably was it, because, again, this is a lot of people. Again, like, a family connection there is kind of ridiculous overall, because you have a lot of things that have to, like, coincide in, like, randomness and nature for you to be able to just, like, get back to your family home of your, like, your great grandfather, like, without any form of knowledge that that's their home. Like, astronomical luck. But, so, although I'm not 100% certain, we could have just been reading those memoirs and then, like, his paranoia created that storyline for him. We can assume that all the, like, Russian stuff was also fake. But again, here's the thing with unreliable narration. You never get the true answer half the time. You never do. Because a lot of times like this, it's just like the beauty of it is not knowing, and like you create up a lot of possibilities in your mind, which I love theory crafting. So as happened in a lot of those, I really think it would have been a fun twist though. Like I was thinking about it like right before anything was said when like she was being interrogated. I'm like, what if that's an American and we're the spies? And then like, dude, like just inside my head, I was like, this would be kind of a cool twist. Like if we were lost in paranoia because we were the spies in America. But overall, I think the storyline's much better if there's no family connection. I do enjoy the idea of like someone falling to paranoia reading these memoirs of a man lost in his like in his like psychopath tendencies, and then like they fall to those because like Nicholas is like the only one he can trust because those are his memoirs. He's not around to hurt him. I like that idea. It also kind of works in like Nicholas was tormented by humanity, and then
Time to hunt.
Adam had to deal with like the paranoia of the worse than humanity. Oh, continuation. In which case there is then a true ending, I would assume. So like then the question that I have is like how many of the bodies that we came across are real? Why did we keep seeing bodies strung up in the trees? Is that like was that Adam seeing Nicholas's like work after he became a monster? Because the way that made it sound at the very end there was that Nicholas's split personality had only, I should just say Nicholas had killed only the 4 people. 5 including his dad. Actually, was it 5? Well, he killed the miners. Then the inn owner. Then the judge. Then the policeman. Yeah, so it was 5 main characters that he killed. Then the miners. And we can assume, based off of what he was implying, when he was talking, like when we got one of those flashback scenarios, it's like, you haven't noticed items aren't the only thing missing from the inn, it's also people. So we can assume that Nicholas committed murder far earlier than him actually killing his dad. So we can just assume that most of those bodies were us seeing those in his memoirs, I guess. In which case, a cop was probably called. Emma did call a cop. Because Emma can kind of confirm that. Assuming we didn't just imagine Emma talking about a cop. But we probably killed the cop. Again, there were probably no other agents around. So, Nicholas was a mass murderer. Killed everybody in the past. And then Adam fell to his paranoia. And like in my storyline here, what I got out of this, because I'm unreliable narration sucks in connecting a lot of dots, because some of these dots could be shit I'm just making up. But Adam, in my mind, has only killed the cop. Because I like, again, a lot of the scenarios that we encountered, it's like easily it wouldn't make sense for there to be Soviet spies there. It wouldn't. And it makes a lot more sense for that note that we saw for Nicholas being like related to be completely made up in his mind. I enjoyed this a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed like all of these like little side like stories, like these plot tangents that I'm like imagining. I love it all, and like I do like this. I'm normally not a fan of unreliable narration because I hate like not having a storyline that I can fully process. By the way, the audio's cut because I have another tab up, but I just I'm actually looking up whether he's actually related to Nicholas right now. Oh. Wait, he might actually be related, which is where he works as a CIA cryptanalyst. Adam's wife and instead, I found a diary of a man named Nicholas who had lived in the same house before Marine Nightmares. Well, that has no information on whether he's actually related or not. I forget what I was actually saying earlier, by the way. Fuck. Oh, I actually do enjoy this. I actually quite enjoyed this a lot. I think this was really fun. Again, I preferred Nicholas's storylines. The puzzles weren't actually that bad. But yeah, Nicholas I think was a lot more fun to play as because a lot of his had like the horror side. Had a lot more like exploring and like theory crafting, with, because we knew Nicholas, like we knew what was happening with him, and like I'm solid on what Nicholas was dealing with, the ghost and whatnot. I'm 95% sure that that was like his guilty conscience, him running through what his past self did. The timeline there is kind of weird though for like how or when that was happening. It had to have been like in present day and all that was when I say present day. He had to have been like had finished killing everybody and then come back after going to the asylum by that point. Son of Jacob had oh no, Nicholas kid. Jacob would beat him without reason. When Jacob and the local judge bought a mine, the murder started. Okay, so yeah, many people were killed, and among them was that judge that bought a mine with Jacob. Because of that, people started thinking that Jacob was murdered. But it was only speculation, gossip, and many years later, Nicholas comes back with his long-abandoned father's house to find out the truth about his father. His life is narrated through the event. Okay, but yeah, I definitely think Nicholas's is a lot more like linear and a lot easier to follow. It really comes down to Adam, I think, where things start to get a little bit questionable in terms of like the Russians and whatnot. Because I'm much more solid in terms of saying like we know he was a murderer, Nicholas. We know like he killed random people as well as like the people that like the main people that we were dealing with, like the judge and whatnot, the detective, the widow, his father, and then the inn owner. Actually, what? Am I imagining too many characters, or was like the inn owner different from the judge? I think it was. I feel like my brain might be just messing with me. There were quite a few characters that like we actually didn't encounter. In my brain, I forget. I'm sorry. Da, da, da. I do think like this game does suffer from yeah, so I really want to know. I just this game definitely suffers from like the name spoiling it, the name of the family spoiling it. As much as I love the name of Hyde, it does kind of kill off like the. I think they are related. I think that's a really. I think that should have been like a paper he found that shouldn't have actually existed. I think that should be unreliable narration. Our paranoia created that piece of paper. That's what I think the storyline should be. If it's not, I feel like that's I really think that's stupid, narratively speaking. I'm not gonna lie. Although I do think this game is solid. I think this game's very solid. I think this is easily like one of the best horror games I've ever played in terms of like actually storyline. This is one of my favorite. I love this. I think there's just odd points here and there. But yeah, I think this game's easily spoiled based off of the title, as well as the name of the Hyde family. It became very predictable. We were guessing it off the bat, because easy to predict, but it becomes narratively clear once you actually like pick up enough notes and whatnot. By like chapter 6 or 7, it's like what's happening. Definitely when you read the note, as much as I love that note in the attic that says it's like the split where you actually get to like see it on a note, the difference of writing styles, like you can easily guess at that point. But I do like how that's not just blatant. I like the somewhat subtlety in that. Yeah, no, great game though. I think the environments and the lighting again were the best aspects. Audio was done for the most part fairly well. Again, just polishing work. Most of the action or like action scenes, yeah, I would say is the best way to describe them. The stealth scenes as well, I think those could have been polished better. But overall, I think this game was very enjoyable. Models were really well done as well. This was awesome. I can't get over how awesome this was. Oh my god. I kind of want to run through it again just to get those other two endings, but... And I didn't even pick up all the notes, because I should have gotten an achievement for that, damn it. I do think Adam's storyline was a lot slower and a lot less intriguing, but then again, based off of, like, narrative speaking, Nicholas's storyline is a lot more involved based off of his, like, writing throughout his guilt-ridden, bloodied past. Adam, of course, falls more towards the paranoia side of, like, things may or may not be happening more than dealing with some stuff that has already happened. I worded that completely horribly, but you guys get the idea of Nicholas dealing with his murders and whatnot, rather than Adam imagining the Soviets are being around and him falling to that obsession. Overall, I can't stop saying how fun this was. I love this. Anyway, I should have done like this is far too long for how long. Like I've been ranting about how awesome this is for like the last 8 minutes. So thank you guys for stopping by. I really enjoyed this and I hope you all did too. I definitely recommend this game. It was really fun to play. Again, just small tweaks here and there. Overall though, I definitely enjoyed this. It's rare for me to enjoy a game like narratively speaking as much as I enjoyed this one. And again, this game has a lot of potential. If the studio just like recognizes some of the things that like could have been improved here, I think they can make a like great horror games in the future. Just try not to spoil it as much. All right. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thanks for sticking around. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one because I have tried this on too long, and I appreciate anyone who has stuck around to this point. Yeah, I already kind of said the outro, so see you guys in the next one. Good night, everybody.